Welcome
Welcome
to Shade in the City. I'm Trees.
It's Nels.
And we are getting into the finale of Ready to Love, Season 5. All right, y'all.
Like you kind of already know what goes on.
You already know what's going to happen. And we'll give you our shady review on it. So let's get into it. Let's get shady. Make sure y'all like the video and subscribe. Yeah, okay.
So everybody's meeting at Georgia Brown's for brunch. Carmen.
Georgia Brown's. I do like that spot.
Carmen and Donovan are over in the corner flirting, talking about you like fish? Well, are you allergic and all this other stuff? Well, if I need mouth to mouth, you're gonna resuscitate me. Talking about she gonna give tongue and I will say I did like her outfit. And she does say, she has a great connection with Donovan. She is a little bit concerned about what Sabrina said at the last brunch. Also, she talks to Clifton about his connection with Joy. And,
I thought that was cute.
He's like, yeah, I like her a lot. He is concerned about her having to leave. He says in a week. And she says the same thing. Basically, she's not looking forward to having to leave because they're just starting this relationship and she feels like it's a lot to put on a brand new relationship. Who the heck is it? Who else is there? Oh, Paul and Dakia.
It's not giving anything. It's giving we're trying to make this look like it's something, but it's giving friendship. That's what it's giving. It's giving friendship. And I think we already knew that. And both of them should have already eliminated themselves from this process. But we just gonna let that sit right there. You got anything to add to that?
I mean, every time he comes in. And he lets everybody know that Sabrina and Demetrius are no longer there. Carmen, with her shady ass, was like, oh, Demetrius. Oh, Sabrina, I really don't give a fuck. I said, oh, what? Yeah. Okay. But he says,
and it's so terrible because the girl is gone and you still felt the need to take a dig at her. It's just awful.
But I thought, if I'm not mistaken, I thought she kind of liked Sabrina.
That's what I thought too. But
yeah, I thought previously she said she liked Sabrina.
No, I guess
I thought the only one she didn't get along with was Dakia. But he does mention that last week the guys brought the women to meet their family and they're switching off this week, right?
Yeah, so now they have to go meet one of the women's family members.
Sounds like fun.
For some people it may be fun, but others this is going to be awkward because
like Paul says he's actually looking forward to meeting Dakia's family, but he does
wants to be more what it is he wants to actually want to meet her family. He wants to be in a place to actually want to do that, but he knows they're not in that place because they just started liking each other 2 days ago. So we see Carmen introduce her parents, her mother. I don't think they displayed their names, and that's okay. But we see her dad, who was an ex-Marine, and mama, who was a preacher. I said,
that is whoo.
So mama lets us know that if he's in it for the wrong reasons, it's not going to work for her and it's not going to work for God, y'all. I said, okay, mama, let us know.
Let me tell y'all something. So far, this is my favorite scene. I mean, we only in scene 2, but this is my favorite. Okay, this might be my favorite scene in all the seasons. Okay, I was loving this scene.
Oh, because Daddy came for him.
He came.
Mama, basically, he gets some points when he drops off some flowers. She's like, oh, he's starting off good. You know, he got like 1,000 points for that. But as
he lost points with me.
Right, because Carmen brought flowers for him and his mother. So
let me tell you, I couldn't have been a daddy because I'd have been like, oh, so the woman you're trying to woo doesn't need flowers. It would have been nice to bring her flowers.
But he talks a little bit about his 11-year-old daughter and his 16-year-old son. And then her father asked if they had the same mother. Now, when he says no, if you could see the mother's face.
Like he should have had this plastered on his goddamn forehead.
Oh, baby. And then it's just an awkward pause.
And then kind of a downward spiral.
And then he asked about his, and he's like, well, how would they respond if Carmen, needs to handle them or discipline them and he's like, well, I don't think it would ever get to that point because my kids are pretty respectful. I think Dad is lightening up, but then he goes in for the killer and he's like, oh, so, your last marriage ended because you cheated. How do I know that you won't do that to my daughter? I mean, you out here making promises. You said you was in love before. Oh, wow.
And the mama's face, what did it for me was the mama's, when he said, why did your last marriage end? He said, oh, it was due to infidelity. First of all, the mama's face, the first question with the kids was like, then when he found out that he cheated too, she was like,
reflect. But people can change. And he says that, I will say in Donovan's defense, he did say that he's learned from his past mistakes in his past marriage. But I think he said that there were reasons for the infidelity in his past marriage, which I was like, you can't excuse it, bro. That doesn't help either. That doesn't help either.
You know what? I liked the way Demetrius answered that question a lot better. Right. But you know what? Really though, how do you answer the question? How am I to know that you won't cheat on my daughter if you cheated on your? So, I guess, that's a hard ass question to answer.
Then Mama comes in asking, well, you know what?
I've been observing you.
What'd you say?
She said, I've been observing you.
Oh, yeah. She was like, I've been observing you. She was like, and what is your faith? And he's like, oh, I'm of Catholic denomination. And she said, no, sir. I'm talking about religion. I'm sorry. I'm not talking
about religion.
He's like, I want to know what your relationship is with Jesus Christ. I said, hallelujah. So she said, you know what? I just, do you have a relationship with the Lord? And he says that he does.
That he's spiritual.
Yeah. He's, I don't know, but he says he's spiritual. So then Mama says, well, you look like you have affection in your heart, and I can see the affection
in your smile. And
in your smile.
I said, you gonna light up on him now because he loved the Lord. Come on now. Look.
Me that
because he loved the Lord, you gonna light up now. You gonna lighten up now. Come on now. Now I guarantee you, had he said he's atheist, she'd have been like, you heathen.
Right. But no, so, and then at a certain point, Carmen starts to feel like, Ma, this is my dude. Like, can you please fall back?
She was like, I see it in your smile. You got love in your heart. Look, no, and then look, even her husband said, look, this is Carmen.
This is Carmen's date. Now that was funny.
They seem like they real cool to hang out with. I don't know. I like them.
It's so funny.
I would just die laughing the entire time.
So after Donovan leaves, basically Mom and Dad let her know that they'll support her in whatever she wants to do. There obviously are some things that she needs to think about, and her dad basically just lets her know that she does need to take her time. because there are some red flags.
Joy and her sister, I know Tia, meet up to get ready to meet Clifton. And her sister Tia talks about how this smile like this has not been on her face in a very, very long time. She notices the glow, okay? And they talk about how it's been a long time since she's been in a relationship. Apparently it's been a decade to be exact.
Almost a decade, she said.
Like, what? So what? You know what though? I love it. I love the fact that Joy didn't settle. And now she got what she wanted after, she waited.
Right.
So then Clifton comes in, looking like Clifton does, looking like he smell good. And his sister noticed, she's like, "Oh,
you are gorgeous.
You are gorgeous." She know.
Stupid.
And I know Joy was like, yeah, he is.
Right.
Myself on the back. So she's like, let's get right into it. Like, what's up? Like, what's up with y'all? Like, what are you looking for? And he says togetherness. She's like, okay, what is togetherness? Like, what does that look like to you?
He's like,
let me show you. And I think he asked, what concerns do you have? And the sister Tia has the concerns I think that everybody has, including us. The distance.
That just seemed to come out of like,
right,
nowhere.
Now it's a major issue, and he's not looking forward to the distance. But that's his boo thing. He's willing to give it a try. He's
willing to try to make it work, and I do believe they are going to try because they seem smitten. I love them together. Yeah.
So he takes off, and she has a conversation with Joy about the distance as well. And Joy basically says, she has to try. Like she can see it, his emotions on his face, and it's a concern for him. She knows it is. But they have to try. She wants to try, and I don't know.
And because it's real. That's what this almost had me over here in tears.
She said, "Are you scared?" She said, "No, I'm not scared, but it's real." She was like, "I've been asking
everything I asked for, I got." Y'all,
you see what happened when you don't settle? Jesus Christ. He gorgeous. Okay. I don't give a fuck. I ain't never smelled this man, but I'm telling you, he smelled good.
You stupid.
Okay. I don't care. He looked like he smelled good. I mean, he's shining, glistening, and he treats her amazing. Look, Trace, cheers to Black love.
Cheers to Black love.
Dakia sits down with her mother and her brother.
Right.
Because she wants them to meet Paul. And Paul pulls up.
Oh, but his book is nice though. I give him that. Huh? Paul's book is nice. Paul has a nice.
It was nice. He had a nice little red Benzo. It was cute. It was nice. Mm-hmm. So they get right into it. He talks about how he was previously married for 12 years, and
I don't think we knew all this before. Why we're just finding this out in the finale is amazing.
I did not want to say that I didn't know this before, because it's possible that he may have said it, but we just
I don't think he's ever said anything about having twin daughters.
I just assumed that we just weren't feeling Paul, so possibly we just ignored it. But possibly. Maybe I
don't think that was said. But Shade Squad let us know. Did we miss something? But I don't think that was ever brought up.
He did say he has twin daughters who are 27 from his 12-year marriage. Now that proves my point. His daughters are 27. He was married for 12 years. What does that tell you? And where he from?
New York.
When I said that, I said, He was like, yeah, for my 12-year marriage. I said, your kids are older than your marriage. What is this telling me? My theory just keeps on being proven. Okay. Now I wish they would have got into why he got divorced, because
especially the way he came at Ace that first episode. That's why I'm saying I feel like that was never said, because remember how he was like, oh, you ain't even, that's not even really trying. And yes, he was married for 12 years, so he can have that. But I wish they would have went more into that. And that was never addressed.
Sir, it sounded like you barely made it across the altar after having kids and then waiting God knows how long to even get married. You know what? I wish Ace would have had that. But you know what? Ace is so sweet. She probably wouldn't even use it against him. But then the mama gets into his credit. What type of credit you got? And the kid's like, Mom, really? Like, she probably like, really? Go on and ask. Go on and ask. But he said he is a part of, he does the good credit walk. He said, if you know me, you know I do the good credit walk. I said, the good credit walk? Paul, you're gonna have to show me what that look like. Okay, because I'm gonna need to be able to notice when I'm walking down the street who got the good credit walk.
Okay.
But he said he is in the 800 club.
Okay.
And he has no blemishes on his credit. I said,
go ahead. I'm not mad at you. It ain't tricking if you got it.
This is why he got the car that he got parked outside, right?
That very well may be why.
So I think that was about it. With Paul.
Really the only other thing that I think that was addressed, Paul brings up that he asked her family, like, well, do you feel like Dakia is the type of person like, go along with the relationship, even if it's nothing there, like, and just try to, and they were like, absolutely not. Like, they said that in unison. They were just
quickly.
He's very well aware of what she wants, and she's not here to settle.
And actually, in the beginning, I didn't mention it, but before Paul even showed up, they talked about how she doesn't settle, and that's the reason why she's single still, because she's never settled. She's not willing to settle, and hopefully she ends up with a happy ending like Joy, whether that's here on the show or off the show. But
Paul,
and the brother just kept on going in it. Paul talking about, you're old. Like, your daughters, they're old, because he's 28. So he's like, maybe he's trying to do like me and size him up and just figure out how old he is, because your daughters is 27. I see why you don't want no more kids. I mean, your daughters are grown, bro. That's well, I know the kid was like, damn, can you stop being so damn rude? Like, the fuck? But Paul left, and
and they're talking to mama and brother, and basically it's like, well, I'm not here to settle, as y'all know, and I just want to make sure I'm making the right decision. And I just feel like, y'all do know that she ain't picking this man, right?
And she did basically say that, he's a great guy and they have a great connection, but she does not know if that's who she wants to wake up to, next to every day.
And I think she said something about there's no spark. And I think you can see that there's no fire, no flame. So make sure that if you haven't already, and you guys still tuned in, make sure that you like.
You subscribe.
Yes. And we just want to thank you guys. Take a minute to thank you, as we are on our way to 200 subscribers. So we are very excited. Thank you guys. And so we see a meetup with Joy and Clifton. She just wants to sit down to address her sister's concerns about the distance. And she basically says that she can tell that Clifton's kind of hurting right now, as it's kind of maybe affecting him a little bit more, because he's realizing this is about to happen, where for her, it hasn't really settled in.
Yeah.
So they sit down to dinner, and as they're talking about it, and y'all, I was over here crying.
She really was
crying.
What I asked her, she was like, I don't know. I'm over here damn crying.
I was over, and then what didn't make it any better is I'm over here crying, and it was a beautiful scene, and she just tries to reassure him, but at the same time, then she starts getting choked up, and you can just see they love each other so much and they want it to work, and they really don't know how they're gonna make it work or if it's gonna work. They just know all they got is love. And I was like, I'm just so here for the Black love of it all. It's beautiful. But it is also kind of crazy too. But anyway, so then Joy says, well, I can't wait to have sex with you now. I said, well, you know what? I ain't mad at you. Put it out.
You got to send me off right.
We definitely thought y'all was already doing it. So
yeah, she was like, it's been a dry process, and he was like, yeah, you just gotta. Well, she was like, no, she was like, well, you gonna tell me what you're gonna do? He's like, no, I gotta show you. You just gotta be open to the process. I said, these motherfuckers here. I think this is part of the reason they love each other.
Right. They were clearly having some dirty phone sex. So we have Dakia and Paul. Now, I wish I could give you some big buildup or some like Dakia arrives. Paul is like, you're such a beautiful lady. You know, he has that finesse about him. You know, I wish I had more time in the process to get to know you. And, you know, but I choose myself. And Dakia says, well, that's cool too, because I choose myself. But I didn't think you could choose yourself after he chose himself. I think it was automatic.
Actually, I thought she was going to say that and not him.
Well, basically, we both knew that they said it because they shouldn't have still been on the show this long.
Yeah.
So that really wasn't a surprise. But he did have some nice things to say about her.
But it sounded like they wanted to continue maybe to date afterwards.
I don't think that's going to happen. That's just me. I would be very surprised if we get to the reunion and they still talking outside of like being friends.
Well, damn.
It is Carmen and Donovan.
Mm-hmm.
Carmen looks, I do love the dress. Come through high slit.
That dress was super cute. It was super pretty. I love the colors.
Looked like a beautiful black peacock. I love it.
Yeah. They were, it was really nice.
And so Donovan lets her know that he's feeling their vibe and their connection. And I mean, I really feel like the only thing is I don't really feel like he had anything deep to say. But he did let her know that he had a surprise for her, that he would like to continue his journey with her and see where it goes. And if he said, yes, he had something for her. Of course, she was like, well, thank you. And you're cute. And I have a lot of fun with you too. And it was just so some real superficial shit.
Like Paul said, real surface level.
Right, real surface. And then he's like, but I'll take you on this trip anywhere you want to go. Open ticket. Let's do it. And then we cut to Carmen in the confessional. She's like, I feels like I's married now. And I was just like, okay.
Are you going on a trip?
Bless her heart. God bless them. I hope that it does work out and there really is a connection there. But to me, I have to agree with Paul on this one. I think it's going to be very surface. So,
well, he said she's very surface.
I think her connection with Donovan is going to be very surface.
Trace over here with all the predictions. I mean, goddamn.
And no shade. You know who his best friend is. We see how that worked out. So on to the next couple. So Joan and Clifton. This one was sweet. They had a lot of beautiful things to say to each other. He just talks about from the moment he laid eyes. Like, this is what it's supposed to be when you pick somebody.
Yeah.
He's like, from the moment I laid eyes on you at the mixer to when we were at the retreat, and it just felt solidified and everything was just, you know what it is for them? And I think the reason why they're scared, it's easy. And that's what scares them, because it seems like their connection is just so natural that it's easy. And that's probably scary because, you know what I mean?
I think it scares him more than her.
Right.
Mainly because of his past relationships.
Yeah. But Joy obviously talks about how floored she is with Clifton.
And pulls out these signs. I thought he was going to his back pocket, y'all, to pull out a ring. I was about to say, oh my God. But he pulls out these signs.
First Ready to Love proposal we ever seen.
But he goes behind him and pulls out these signs that says, choose me, yes or no. And then he was like, and if your answer is no, he pulled out a sign, what, will work for food or some shit like that. And you know what? I thought it was so sweet. She was like, I chose you from day one. And really, she did. She did. Everybody knew it.
Yes. It was really cute. I was here for it. I think we all knew it, but I was very happy to see this couple end up together. I wish Clifton enjoyed the best. And I hope we get to actually see one of these couples make it to actually, get married or do something and, actually prove that the show might work. But yes, y'all. So thank you for sticking through with us. Between Joy and Clifton's butt grabs, I wish them the best happiness. And they can now have sex. Congratulations. Next week for the reunion. It is going to be lit, I'm sure.
Yeah, it looks like a whole teetotal mess.
Right. Please make sure, if you haven't already, that you like,
you comment,
you subscribe,
and hit the notification bell.
And we'll catch you next week. Love you. Have a great night.
Love you.
Front, back, side to side. Make sure you go like and subscribe. Front, back, side to side. Make sure you go like and subscribe. Hey!